Topic: Genetics. Aims of lesson. At the end of this lesson you should be able to know the following. Concepts of inheritance. Monohybrid crosses. Sex determination. Sex-linked inheritance. Dihybrid crosses. Blood groups. Introduction. Revise the topic meiosis as covered in the week 4 and 5 lessons. Revise the diagrams/micrographs of cells in selected stages of meiotic division. Genetics is the study of heredity, how genetic characteristics are passed on from parents to child. Gregor Mendel is regarded as the father of genetics for his work on garden pea plants that helped explain how genes are passed from parents to offspring. Concepts and skills. Study the following concepts in inheritance. Term explanation. Chromatin thread-like structures in the nucleus of a cell that form the chromosomes. Chromatid each of the two threads of a replicated chromosome. Replicated chromosome refers to a chromosome as it appears after DNA replication takes place. Because of DNA replication, all chromosome material is doubled. Hence, each replicated chromosome is made up of two chromatids joined by a centromere. Unreplicated chromosome refers to a chromosome as it appears before DNA replication takes place. Gene. A segment of DNA in a chromosome that contains the code for a particular characteristic. Alleles. Different forms of a gene which occur at the same locus, position on homologous chromosomes. Dominant allele. An allele that is expressed, shown, in the phenotype when found in the heterozygous, TT, and homozygous, TT, condition. Recessive allele. An allele that is masked, not shown, in the phenotype when found in the heterozygous, TT, condition. It is only expressed in the homozygous, TT, condition. Phenotype. The physical appearance of an organism determined by the genotype, e.g. tall, short. Genotype. Genetic composition, makeup of an organism. Homozygous. Two identical alleles for a particular characteristic, e.g. TT or TT. Heterozygous. Two different alleles for a particular characteristic, e.g. TT. Monohybrid cross. Only one characteristic or trait is shown in the genetic cross. Dihybrid cross. Two different characteristics shown in genetic cross. Karyotype. The number, shape and arrangement of all the chromosomes in the nucleus of a somatic cell. Make sure that you can differentiate between the different types of dominance and that you know Mendel's laws/principles. Types of dominance. Complete dominance, one allele is dominant and the other is recessive, such that the effect of the recessive allele is masked by the dominant allele in the heterozygous condition. Incomplete dominance, none of the two alleles of a gene is dominant over the other, resulting in an intermediate phenotype in the heterozygous condition. Codominance, both alleles of a gene are equally dominant whereby both alleles express themselves in the phenotype in the heterozygous condition. Mendel's principle of segregation. The pair of alleles on homologous chromosomes separate during meiosis/gamete formation, so that only one allele of each pair is present in the gamete. Mendel's principle of independent assortment. Alleles of a gene for one characteristic segregate independently of the alleles of a gene for another characteristic. The alleles for each gene will therefore come together randomly during gamete formation. Mendel's law of dominance. When two organisms with pure breeding contrasting traits are crossed, all the individuals of the F1 generation will display the dominant trait. Use the following genetic problem format or template below to solve all genetic problems. Remember, by following this format you would already have earned 2 marks, namely for stating P1 and F1 and meiosis and fertilization. Please write down the format when you answer any genetic cross in the examination. Sex determination. 22 pairs of chromosomes in humans are autosomes and 1 pair of chromosomes are sex chromosomes/gonosomes. A human male has X and Y gonosomes and a female has 2 X gonosomes. Half of the sperm of males will have 22 plus X chromosomes, and the other half will have 22 plus Y chromosomes. Depending on which sperm reaches the egg, there is a 50% chance of the zygote being male and a 50% chance of the zygote being female. Karyotype. A karyotype is the number, shape and arrangement of all the chromosomes in the nucleus of a somatic cell. Sex-linked inheritance. Although most of the bodily characteristics are carried on the 22 pairs of autosomes, there are few characteristics carried on the gonosomes only. Certain sex-linked genetic disorders are carried on the allele found on the X chromosome only. Two of these disorders are color blindness and hemophilia. Color blindness. Color blindness is a visual defect resulting in an inability to distinguish between certain colors. The allele for color blindness is recessive, e.g. XB, and is carried on the X chromosome. Hemophilia. Hemophilia is the inability of the blood to clot due to lack of a blood clotting factor. The allele for hemophilia is recessive, e.g. XH, and is carried on the X chromosome. Genotype. Phenotype. XHXH. Normal female. XHXH. Normal female. XHXH. Hemophiliac female. XHY. Normal male. XHY. Hemophiliac male. Blood grouping. There are 4 blood types in humans: A, B, AB or O. These phenotypes are controlled by 3 alleles, IA, IB and I, but each person only inherits 2 alleles. Multiple alleles refers to more than 2 alternative forms of a gene at the same locus. Allele IA and allele IB is dominant over allele I. Allele IA and allele IB are codominant. Blood group, phenotype. Genotype. A. IAIA or IAI. B. IBIB or IBI. AB. IAIB. O. 2. Dihybrid cross. A genetic cross involving 2 characteristics. Example of a dihybrid cross. In pea plants, the allele for tallness, T, is dominant and the allele for shortness, T, is recessive. The allele for purple flowers is dominant, P, and the allele for white flowers is recessive, P. 2 plants, heterozygous for both tallness and purple flowers, were crossed. Use a genetic cross to show all the possible genotypes and phenotypes of their offspring. Common errors made by learners in examinations. Unable to answer questions based on genetic concepts and terminology. Do not know the basic format of a genetic cross problem. Unable to solve genetic cross problems. Thanks for watching. Please do not forget to like, share and most important, subscribe to the channel.